Hello, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome to this slimmed down, streamlined, efficient episode of Curse of Strahd as we find our way through the mists, but two of our number have gotten lost in said mists on their way back towards the domain of dread known as Florida. And we shall be, unfortunately, without Stephanie and Colby ce soir, but we shall be back with them next time. Do not worry. But let us return to this evening's session. And first and foremost, let me say a big hello to everyone over there in chat. Thank you so much for being with us already. Always lovely to have you. And thank you for the subscription, Alusha. I hope you noticed our repaired and reformed animation there. I managed to figure out how, no, not happy birthday anymore. It's done. It's done. There's only so... Hey, Fishy. There's only so far that you can push your birthday week, and it is not 9 days later. eight days later. Anyway, also a massive thank you to the VOD Squad who catch up with the stories whenever they get the chance. It's always a pleasure to have you along for our stories. And whether that be here or over on YouTube, thank you so much. And speaking of thank you so much, let me throw out another one to those lovely people down at Sirenscape for all of the amazing sounds and sound effects, like ravens, like that, and all those kind of things going on that you'll be hearing throughout the session. Head on over and try out their free sound sets. There are 10 of them. Both hands. 10 free sound sets that you can try. And if you want to use all of those, and if you want to have access to everything, and there's a lot more than that, then you can jump on over and make yourself a super siren and become a subscriber to their service, and you will have access to everything you could possibly desire. And it's well worth it. I recommend it heartily. Now, Sneaky Rogue Thief has given our first channel points reward of advantage to a spooky lady over in the corner there, grinning like the cat that got the cream. Vanta, you have advantage on your next roll. Advantage.
I've never thought of that.
Thank you, Sneaky Rogue Thief, and good to see you as always.
Yeah,
now,
for enlisting your players.
I am very nervous about how the next few sessions are going to go, as everyone spends all of their stockpiled channel points. Please go easy on us, folks. There's plenty of chances to use it throughout the weeks. And also there are limits on how many can be used in one session. I did set that. So we shall see how that goes. Thank you, Sneaky Rogue Thief. Now, I didn't even get a hydrate, but I'm gonna have a little sip and continue on my way. Also, speaking of music and fun things like the spooky sounds that we are hearing right now, that is thanks to those lovely people at Dark Fantasy Studio. And also over on YouTube, the two channels, RPG Music Maker Travis Savoy and Epic Journey. Do try them out. And finally, last but not least, over on Patreon, Will Savino. If you want the links for all of those incredible people and incredible sources of music, then please head on over to one of our YouTube VODs, as all of the links are in the information therein. That said, let us return as we have ominous music and ominous sounds for ominous skies and ominous tales, as we are back in the sleepy town of Valaki, sleepy no more, as they have risen up, Ebexaya, and they have found that they are wanting to overthrow their less than ideal leadership. And they have seized upon this opportunity, having seen that Strahd was indeed perfectly welcome to enter the city as he pleased. City is very generous. Enter the town as he pleased. and could even step onto the holy ground, the presumed holy ground of the church, slaying various members of the community and the priest himself. But after that, and as said uprising was happening, Lady Asara, unfortunately not with us today, stealthed off somewhere with an incredibly high stealth check, no doubt. By the way, speaking of commands and new things in chat, you can use the command, the exclamation mark and then the name of the command for every single D&D skill. So, whichever D&D skill, you want to make an Arcana check, you want to make a History check, you want to make a Stealth check, they are all right there as Xenacus and Esmeralda reach for their keyboards. A 3! Well done, Anoranis. Well done. Okay. Oh, posture check. Sorry, Avix. Thank you. If I do as proper as posture, then I lose my head off the top of the camera, so I'm going to slouch. Sorry. But I briefly fix it. I have to change my camera so it actually works. Never mind. And the stretches are... Okay. So there's been lots of random stretching and posture checking and drinking throughout this evening and onwards throughout the whole thing. So, go easy, everyone. Go easy. Don't binge. Also, what was I saying? Yes. So, you speaking of how
free to go and the mists are gone.
And we win.
We win.
Lol. No, I was not. I was saying.
Goldblum is there playing an elven wizard.
I was saying, in fact, how Lady Asara, not lady, there's only one lady here, Vanta, sorry, excuse me. Asara Bell had snuck off through the streets to rescue and forewarn Irina's brother Isaac that the mob was coming, and she rogued her way. Nay, velveted her way through the back streets and in the window of the manor house, which she was intent on calling a castle. Not so grand. But she managed to break her way in, and she warned Isaac of what was coming. And with the choice to be made between his boss and his sister, he has a sister. It was no choice at all, and he joined Asara as they crept back, avoiding the pitchfork and torch-wielding mob, and headed back to the others at the church. He was very nervous, as was Irina, and was pleading with him to leave the town so that he would not get lynched, as Vanta very calmly pointed out that he was going to get burnt or stabbed or something similar, and she was pleading with him to leave and get out of Dodge, but Asara had a different plan. She produced her magical hairpin and showed him how to use it, and he shifted his appearance and caused Irina a bit of emotional reaction because he wanted to show her how their father had looked before they were murdered in the woods. And he shifted into the form of his father as you all made your way through the streets to the boarded up Blue Water Inn. Breaking your way inside, you made preparations to rest for the night. Before you lay down to have your night's rest, Lady Vanta made her way up to the Raven's Roost up above the stables, and it was there that the were-raven Muriel from the Keepers of the Feather came flapping in and worriedly reported that there had been no word recently from their members at the Wizard of Wines, where the head of the order, the owner of the Blue Water Inn's parents, the Martikov family, were... Oops, sorry, Patch, you're done. Where they are situated, there'd been no word from the Wizard of Wines, and no word from Berez, where they also had members of their order keeping an eye on Baba Lysaga, and she was very worried about how things seemed to be ramping up, how things seemed to be getting more and more desperate, and she had been forced to leave her position at the burnt-out windmill up where the hags had been situated, and came to report. Finding Vanta, she was very happy to hear that the others were also here, and there were other options for people to talk to, and she quickly made her way down to the bar and reported to them as well. After this, that is when everyone lay down to rest.
Also,
After their long, long day, they went to Berez, fought their way through the swamps, came back, went up to Castle Ravenloft, battled their way to save Esmeralda through the catacombs, almost lost their Ayamaris, their senpai, their tutor, to the villainous Strahd, but managed to escape. And then they managed to make their way on a perilous wagon ride through the forest, managing to get out of danger's way, defeating all of the werewolves and direwolves and winter wolves that were chasing after them, and finally made their way back to Vallaki, where they met with Strahd and were thrown this way and that and given all sorts of a nasty time by his magics and terrible ways, and barely survived by the skin of their teeth because he was wanting to toy with them, not because he was unable to destroy them. And they finally were able to lie down for a well-deserved rest. But their rest was not as restful as they had hoped, because Vanta, Asara, and Krieg found themselves beset by terrible, terrible dreams. Dreams of failure, dreams of judgment, dreams of tragedy that they seem to have brought upon their people, upon their friends, upon their faith. And they awoke weakened, literally, as they had lost their max HP, and without the benefits of a long rest, so still feeling all of the pains, all of the trials and tribulations of the day before. And that's where we find them, uncomfortably, groggily, painfully waking up the next morning. But just before we do, let us drop back in time a little to the night before, where the streets of Vallaki are lit by torchlight, and the mob surges through the streets, making their way towards the Baron's mansion. As the mob rounds the corner near the Blue Water Inn and turns to the south, surging down the road, they pass one particular shop that we all know very well, Blinsky's toy shop. And we see Blinsky stood in the doorway, holding something strange. It looks like a spear. It's a long cylindrical thing, but he's holding it horizontally and there's no pointed tip on the end. There's more of a round opening, and he's pouring some kind of black powder into the end of it. And as the crowd surges past him, we see a guardsman, his uniform rent open, seemingly casting his duties aside, and Blinsky steps into his path, and he's like, Guardsman Korg, I have got something for you here. Are you Guardsman Korg? And the guardsman stops. He's like, yes, I am. Who's asking? I mean, I know it's you that's asking, but is anybody else asking, bro? And Blinsky goes, a gift is no fun, is no Blinsky. And this guardsman picks up this strange long device and holds it up above his head. The revolution has begun!
Oh my god!
And they surge past and carry on down the streets. There are lots more coming.
Is he an Earth Genasi by any chance?
It was never mentioned, but his strange little partner, who the bears also came across, which didn't say a word, is also running along beside him in his guard's jacket, which is much too long for him, so it covers his arms. You assume he's got hands there. All you can see is two long knives sticking out of each sleeve. And he turns round after shouting, the revolution has begun. And he's like, come on, meek little bro, let's go. And they carry on charging down towards the Burgomaster's mansion. And as...
Spider with them.
No. But they do carry on down, and they reach the mansion. And as we mentioned, as you were all heading to the Blue Water Inn, you hear the massive boom, 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 as they're bashing down the door. And as they do so, there is a rather interesting occurrence as a dark purple and black smoke billows out of one of the windows in the upper floors where people had rumored green lights being seen, if you remember, long ago. And the Burgomaster's son suddenly appears in mid-air, starts to fall, but then catches himself as he casts some other magics on himself. And he's like, wretched peasants! And he casts fly upon himself and whoosh, disappears off into the night, further incensing them. They're like, witchcraft, wizards, black magic, black magic, get him! And they just further incensed. They find themselves further incensed, and they keep attacking the mansion. And as they break inside, and you hear screams and a small sounds of resistance, but very little, and you see soon the Burgomaster and his wife being hauled from the building and carried through the streets to the town squares, where they throw each other into the they throw them into the stocks. They're very compliant. Very compliant. Michael, apparently you're very quiet. Can you speak up for a second?
Yep. Hello. Everyone hear me okay?
Still pretty quiet. Thanks, Patch. Hang on, let me give you a boost. Try again.
I'm gonna have to like eat my microphone.
Oh, there we go. No, don't do that.
I'll put it back normal.
Yeah, that's pretty good. There we go. That'll work. And you see they are thrown into the stocks in the town square there, and the crowd is like milling around angry. There's like yes, down with the Burgomaster. What do we do now? Revolution! And they're all just generally milling about. And you see Lady Watchter, well, we see in our viewpoint here, Lady Watchter stands up on the platform above, and she opens her hands to everyone, and she's like, my dear Valakians, you seem like you're in desperate need of leadership. One more. Loki said that one. and they're like, Watchter, Lady Watchter. And she's like, yes, as I said before at the church, let us return to the old ways. And tomorrow we shall celebrate the Honey Harvest Festival. Prepare, my friends. I shall set guards on these Skirly too. And we shall celebrate on the morrow. Everyone's like,
Festivals! On with the festivals!
back to the original good festivals. And I may have overcompensated there for you, Michael. There. Noisy now. And we see them start to mill around as Lady Watchter brings her new guardsman to watch over as the scene starts to die down and relax. And we return to the morning after. The tap room of the Blue Water Inn. And you make your way downstairs. Isaac is already down there, looking out of the window, what's going on.
That's a lovely sleep.
Good morning. I hope you are all feeling better.
I knew that sleep.
Fantastic. Asara, Craig, you look awful.
They always look like that.
And you look terrible. You all right?
You don't say that to people.
No, I
Does.
Without a concern.
No, I have no concern for my physical appearance by any means.
Good for you.
However, he is representative of the poor state that I am in. I believe that I'm not long for this earth.
Did you drink too much last night? We talked about this before.
Just because I am not used to the cup does not mean I cannot stomach the wine.
I mean, looking at you, I'm thinking it does.
What happened to you?
I was plagued by dreams.
Guess it's not ordinary dreams.
Sarah and Craig also confirmed that they also had a similar experience and are feeling equally terrible.
Be so disturbed just by dreams.
It's pointless to talk about it. Easier to find a way to heal this now and get on with things, isn't it?
Michael, behave.
I didn't say it. I only put it in chat.
So, Isaac turns from the window. It is miraculous how quickly this town has turned around. There is bunting.
Very impressive work.
Vanta shivers
One
that
day.
abhorrent to her. She just rescinds into the night.
It's like suddenly goes like bang.
Oh, you know my secret.
Vanta
Now you
Faratu.
must all perish.
Okay. So, what are you doing? Are you going to head out into the day?
Ready to explore this festival, absolutely, but
Amaris says, yes, I think you need to at least partake. Maybe some medicine for the soul. Maybe festivities will do you good, if a night's sleep did not.
Or some actual medicine.
I'm sure there's
find
something
both.
on offer. There was a lady walked past before saying something. I forgot what she was selling. Astro something or other.
Oh, from the astral plane, of course.
Must have been, must have been.
Great medicines.
I mean, if the wine does take a lot, we could get some honey mead, kind of bit of a hair of the dog for you.
I insist it was not wine, but I believe you will not believe me. So, sure, honey, whatever it is, will do.
Okay, so Isaac says that he will keep watch over Irina, and Amaris promises to do the same and keep her hidden away here and out of sight, with the two of them watching over her and leaving you to walk out and about amongst the festival as you see fit. And you push open the door, and Vanta hisses in the bright sunlight as you enter
Burst into flames.
into the streets of the Honey Harvest Festival. Hey!
Hey, mental health day.
A mental health day, yeah.
I mean, sorely needed in Barovia.
Now,
Yeah.
yes, there isn't any bright
much.
sunlight. Don't worry, Vanta, there is no bright sunlight, but it is nicely overcast. Yes.
My favorite.
As you enter into the festivities and out onto the streets, you do see lots more people and moving around much more animatedly than you've ever seen them before. And indeed, there is bunting, and there are stalls.
Bunting.
There are stalls
Fancy
outside of
festival.
various of the houses selling all kinds of wares. The various shops have brought their wares out onto the street to sell out front. And also, there are, of course, many types of honey moving on by and on offer around. Now, you also see a couple of guardsmen walking by, and the larger of the two hails to you. Good morning there. How you all feeling this morning? It's really good that you're able to join the festival, eh?
Seem very chipper. It's a good revolution then.
Oh, it's a bright new day, my friend.
Very efficient revolution.
Me and little
What
Meek here are super happy. But more than that, we're just waiting to get our new uniforms. Lady Watchter's going to give us a nice new uniform for a new guard, you know? Perfect timing, really. Apparently, just outside the city gates, there's a clothes merchant. He's going to be arriving any time now.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
we're just waiting on
very
that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll be
Very
great.
exciting.
Yes.
Where's Vanta looks at something just out of the corner of her eye and just like kind of tracks it with a finger and is like, where's Maxine going? Why is she wearing a hat?
Maxine, thank you, well reminded. Maxine is actually coming towards you and making her way around the side of the inn. And we get a quick cutscene as she enters in the stables through the kitchen and comes over to Isaac. And she's like, Isaac, my friend, I have some very important information that I need. And he's like, I'm Ars, the horse is talking. And Ars is like, yes, it's my horse, a very special horse, and one that you would do well to listen to. And
Not the weirdest thing he's done in the last 24 hours, to
and
be honest.
Maxine says, Isaac, there is a warehouse on the south side of town. I need the blueprints and I need them right away. And we leave that cutscene there a moment as you make your way off into the streets. Where would you like to head?
Professional.
We'll look for some honey mead for Vanta.
It's probably a good idea. She seems like she needs it.
Well, you make your way down the street and you see that Blinsky has a delightful array of his macabre toys out in front of his shop. And he's like, oh, hello, my friends. Hi. It's no Blinsky. It's no fun. No, that's the way around. It's no fun. It's no Blinsky. Sorry, I'm excited for the festival.
What kind of things has he got available?
Still hasn't sold the various things that you'd left in the shop before. So there's the working guillotine, there's the little zombie doll, and I think you
I wasn't good for this.
no, you were not. You bought the doll with the replaceable heads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Vistani girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're like, yay, take the heads off, put new ones on, that'll be fun.
And yes, but all of the other toys are still there for your delight. Let's have a look. See, I think we have a little rundown of the various toys that we had. Where are we at?
Yeah, Vanta's all of a sudden interested in looking for a comfort item. I know she has
Blinsky's
some
is where
priceless
you're
relics, but those are also priceless relics. She doesn't want to just hug it.
Yep, so there was, as we remembered there, the miniature gallows with the working trapdoor and the weighted hanged man. There was the set of wooden nesting dolls, each one smaller than the one before, and the very smallest one right in the middle is a mummified corpse. There is the wooden string mobile of various bats with flapping wings, which maybe Emma would like to stay clear of. There is the wind-up musical merry-go-round with figures of snarling wolves chasing children around. A ventriloquist dummy that looks like Strahd von Zarevich, and also various other dolls.
I'm getting the
friend doesn't
dummy of
burn this
Strahd!
sofa down.
I'm getting the Strahd dummy! I'm getting the Strahd dummy! How much is it? Blinsky, I don't think you understand.
Oh, for this? Oh, yes. A wise choice, a wise choice. 9 silver pieces.
Oh, I believe Asara taught me something.
Counting?
How about...
It's these gold ones here.
Denicus is looking at her like
See, I only
right in
have-
front of her face, like, no.
Oh, yay, the Streamlabs thing
only-
works. Sorry, Vanta. Go.
I only have 5 of the gold ones, so that's obviously not right. So what if
Get more of
I...
the silver ones.
Yeah, what if I gave you
Yes.
6 silver?
But the price is 9.
But what if I did this and she takes the tag and turns it upside down?
Oh, now it's 6.
Well, then I think I'll be on my way. She takes the doll, slides 6 silver, and just backs away, looks at Zedekis
He's
like
like,
a
well,
Genuinely impressed. Like,
I guess
sorcery.
these are festival prices, eh, Piccolo? Oh, no more Piccolo. And he goes inside, sadly. His lovely little monkey friend is off and away at the tower. You think,
Vanta,
and you
He's
hope.
not Mars is God, okay.
Vanta takes the little dummy of Strahd and just like makes it say, I am the one.
And lightning bolt descends from on high.
I believe in my half-dead state, I've accessed a type of mania I've never quite experienced in my life before.
Is this joy?
That's a lot.
Now, I was pointing out here before, for everyone in chat here, our automated Streamlabs timed little message has popped up there. Click on that link if you want to visit our homepage, thanks to my brother-in-law, which has all of the character sheets that you can peruse at your leisure for all of our various campaigns. So, do have a look on the site if you want to keep listening and have a look, or later on. And I think do keep an eye out on that because there will be extra things arriving there in the future. Now,
Sweet.
actually, Michael, can you check one thing for me? I think it actually shows the stream on the homepage as well.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm in it, yeah.
Nice,
Have a look.
fancy.
Okay, the stream, and then you've got the different campaigns. You can choose one and go through
Including
the
coming soon, Candlekeep Mystery.
saw that. I saw that.
I don't think he's in chat today, but our good friend Dylan wrote an amazing DM's Guild supplement to tie all of the Candlekeep mysteries together and make it into one amazing campaign. And it is going to be a doozy. Do keep your eyes open for that. Coming next month, starting on our anniversary weekend of 1 year of the channel, starting with a new show. So do tune in for that weekend. We will be celebrating our anniversary in Avernus. So
That's
Good thing.
accurate to you.
a hellish birthday.
Feels right.
But it was because Strahd was our first ever stream nearly 1 year ago.
Wow.
And do not watch that VOD on YouTube because it is janky as fuck.
Yeah, we were no idea what we were doing.
So bad. Anyone that watched that and then continued to watch the rest of Strahd, bless you all. Bless you. Bless
Yeah,
you.
you really did something there. The
Okay.
website's great.
Anyway, sorry, excuse us. Let's just get back in here. So,
As we walk away, though, Xenacus is definitely going to speak to Vanta about you know what you've done, and guess you have access to magic, correct?
Yes, of course.
How sympathetic are you?
What? You met me.
I'm sorry. As in, how good are you with sympathetic magic?
Oh. As
we
in
have-
magic.
That connects a totem of something with the thing itself.
Ah. Give me a
Sympathetic.
moment. That is something that would potentially be within my wheelhouse.
Cool.
Yes.
Strahd, smoosh. Strahd, smoosh.
Perhaps it's possible.
Excellent. For
I
another
have-
day, I guess. You don't look like you're up to it today.
I would die.
I mean, isn't that what the Raven Queen wants? And he's like, no, sorry. Like goes looking for meat.
Vanta just starts falling to the ground. I don't know what she wants.
now, Vanta, that was a very strange vision in your dream. You've never been spoken
I
to
know.
by the Queen in that way.
Emma has a theory, but Vanta's gonna wallow in self-pity for a little bit.
Crow
Glad I
Caramel,
helped.
welcome back. This is a proper stream. Watch this one.
Instead of the hectic randomness
this-
that was the
I'm,
last one.
I'm astounded by Crow Caramel as they joined us for the birthday one-shot roulette, being their first ever experience of D&D, and then went away and learned and made themselves a character and wanted to continue associating with said D&D, which was just a miracle
Yeah.
all in itself.
One of us. One of us.
No way in, no way out.
Welcome back, Crow. It's good to see you again.
Barovia.
Right, so I think I was so touched by that, and I was so happy to hear that. I think from now on, the Raven here on our splash screen shall be called Caramel. So everyone,
That's cute.
welcome to Caramel.
Caramel the
here.
Raven. Caramel
Yes.
the Raven.
Yes, indeed. All right, so now let us carry on through the streets, and you pass by Blinsky's, past the dark and empty mansion of the previous ex, pushing up the daisies, pining for the fjords burgermeister that he is.
Ask a question.
Indeed.
Yeah. Is there a for sale sign out the front?
Are we gonna buy a keep?
Just asking. Just asking.
This is a
How
fun
many do you
one.
have?
Yes.
I have
Yes!
9 left than I used to.
I mean, we're gonna have to save a few pennies though. We
Oh, I don't
actually have
know.
any
I don't
money.
know. I think Lady Watchter might be quite rather happy that you brought about this occurrence. And I think
I mean,
she's going to be
clearly
very.
gonna be worth.
I think she's going to be very loath to give up her own family home.
I mean, I'm sure Vanta could convince her.
I believe this is possible. But Esmeralda may need to help me.
We shall see. We shall see. Who knows? I think you're feeling very advantaged, Vanta. Maybe now's your time to shine. Nope, it's not.
Really not.
Oh wait, I did do something earlier which I wanted to mention, but it was like the wrong time because you were introducing your website, and I thought that was really cool.
Go,
But
go,
I
go.
have this tape, and I was playing with it, and I
Yeah.
folded it perfectly by mistake so that it fits the pattern behind it.
There you go.
Ain't
That's-
that like
that-
crazy?
you wasted
That
your
was completely
advantage
by
on that.
mistake.
Yep.
You
so
Yeah, I
wasted
really
your
did.
advantage on that.
sneak,
Perfect.
sneaker rogue thief. There is. That's been used up now.
That's
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much.
Worth it. It made me go, oh.
Okay, now you come out into the main square itself, and you can hear, as we can hear in the background here, the musicians that have set up playing joyous music. The first time joyous music has been heard, not a kind of dark and deathly dirge. And the music is tinkling around the square, as you can see more stalls set up here and there, selling all kinds of wares. And Krieg goes, oh, you know, I'm feeling so bad. I need something to eat. Honey pies. And he looks
Yes.
over and he's like, I want to try one of those. I want to try one of those. And he just like skips over and he's like, oh, it's a new day. And he takes to the sky and everyone's like, whoa. Like, and no crossbows are shot at him. And he loops around
Wow.
the
Like, a few of the
square.
guards, like, old guards go, oh no, we're good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
no.
And he
We're
flies
friends.
around slightly unsteadily and then comes back down quickly. He's like, oh yeah, not yet. And he's like, 2 please. And scarfs down these honey pies. And he's like, oh, they're amazing. Oh, the energy. Oh, the royal jelly. It's going through my veins, and I can fly again. Asara,
Oh my god.
I can fly. When he just zooms up into the skies above, and you see him soaring, a black shape, a smudge against the clouds high up. And Asara's like, I'll keep an eye on him. And she skips off, following underneath where he's flying up above, waiting for him to come back down. And
Probably
just,
like
Tell me there's
fastening a lasso just in case.
yeah, onto her bow, yeah. Fanta?
Oh no, it's disappeared. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, missed
I'm
it.
back.
It's okay.
And,
In the meantime, I think we need to get you one of those.
Yes. Oh, I remember what it was. I look at who's selling the pies with intense suspicion, just in case.
okay. Do you want to give me an insight check?
Yeah, I do.
With
it-
advantage?
Is
Yeah,
it midday
okay.
yet, John? Is it midday yet?
Is it midday yet?
It will be soon.
Who is this?
Did we do yesterday's or not? I can't remember.
40.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, investigation. Unlocking my iPad. Sorry.
Yesterday
Is
was like 5 sessions long, so I have no idea.
Right.
16.
16. Okay. They look like a perfectly ordinary Barovian, Valakian.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. I next look for a
So did the last
auburn-coated bull.
I'm sorry?
Is there someone selling like draft like milk or something from like a bull with like an auburn coat
Oh
that I could like
Mushroom?
because it's a joke.
I know, I get it. Yeah, it will not give you wings like Krieg's, I'm afraid, but Orlingans. But yes, indeed. Yep, there is a rather russet hide on the cow that is standing proudly as one of the prize fare that this town of Lucky has on offer.
Oh,
And they are offering fresh milk, indeed.
I stay far away. I know not to stray from the path.
Okay, now. It is at that point. Xenicus, you catch a strange smell in the air. Is that bears? And you turn and say to Vanta,
Oh shit, what did I say? Damn it, I cannot remember.
Remember,
Music, and I run up to the square to start dancing.
memory
Yes.
is subjective.
there are some children dancing in the middle of the square there, Esmeralda. You joyously go off and join them.
Frolic, frolic, frolic.
You've frozen indignant. Oh, there you go. Okay. You didn't look like you wanted to dance, but okay, off you go. Esmeralda is dancing away, and Vanta and Xenicus have the following exchange.
What I said previously.
Cop out.
Oh, that is rather odd.
As
And
you
there's
look
a
over, yes, and you
bear.
see
There's a bear! Over
There
there!
I need a bear. Wait, what?
It's a bear.
no, you smell bears. You don't see them. You just
The bear?
see
Over there.
And over there, there's a maiden fair.
you see Maxine in a top hat.
Oh my god.
Horrifying.
Comes over and she's like, Mes amis, I hope you are enjoying the festivities.
Yes,
Indeed.
there's something strange around here.
What do you mean?
Bunch of bears.
And as you say that, one of the people, these strange people that she was just talking to, starts to climb the building next to him and just clambers up onto the roof. Very, very burly looking gentleman. He's like, pay them no mind. They are some outsiders. They are humble folk who are just visiting. They got trapped in the mists. I am giving them the orientation as we speak.
I
Orientate.
suppose that's fine.
Please enjoy the fête joyeux. Au revoir. And she goes off back to her strange.
I don't want to alarm you, Vanta, but I'm pretty sure I smell bears.
I suppose we're going on a bear hunt next.
Damn right, Caramel. Damn right. And you carry on your way, moving there. Now, you do see Lady Watchtower sat underneath a brightly coloured awning that has been set up next to the stocks, and you see the ex-Burgermeister and his wife. I was going to say entombed, that's the wrong word.
Oh, jeez!
That happened
When-
quick though.
It's a very
0
Burgan
to
word.
60.
No, no. Captured and locked up in the stocks.
Shall we go hang out with them?
I suppose it couldn't hurt.
I mean, you've done this before, haven't you?
Indeed. Wait, you want me to go back into the stocks?
If you want to.
You've done this before.
Oh. You did not see my marvelous charade.
It was a really great piece of ingenuity.
I have no doubt. Sorry, I missed it.
Put it this way, Vanta went to 11.
I don't know if I'd be able to muster the same power as I did then. I was really relying on that malicious unhappiness. But I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to just go up and say hello and see how far we get. And perhaps I have learnt a little bit of caution. In my time with you, of course.
Looking, you are more cautious than you were. That is correct.
Yes. She
Fire
forges
over.
ahead, right up to them.
Zenekas was counting on his fingers how long it's going to take her to start the run. He's like, 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
She is improving. And it just like trots on it after.
Okey-doke.
I imagine Zenekas just kind of prances around, but like with a smugness.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so
Sees a bear stealing candy from a baby.
You make your way over to. Sorry, into the stocks or to Lady Watcher?
There's
The stocks.
first.
Yeah.
EDH. Hey, bro.
Hello.
I can try. Look, I can try something. Hang on. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da.
Happening.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. New things, new things. Is it gonna work? Yeah! Everyone, check out EDH Army as I do my shout out command.
Yay.
They have been streaming Destroy All Humans. That sounds like fun.
I mean, it's very fitting for this campaign.
It is,
Indeed, it
is.
really is.
All right. So, yeah, we had a bit of an upgrade. Whilst we were away there, EDH, welcome in, mate. Welcome in. Now, you make your way over to. Sorry, I got distracted. Keep getting distracted by things. To which person?
The stocks.
To the stocks. Okay, look.
We're gonna have a good laugh at them first.
Yes.
I think I'll be doing it at this point.
Yeah.
See them walk towards the stock, and I try and catch up to Zenicus. And I catch him on the shoulders. What does your curse do with these people? Why are we talking to them? They're in stocks. The entire town just revolted, like,
Yeah, they're the people who kicked us out. We're just gonna go laugh.
out.
We were banished from this town.
What did you do?
Well,
Well, we didn't do anything. Our tiger got loose. Not, and for once, this was not us. It was not us. Not this time.
Amaris.
Esmeralda, yes, you know that's Iris'
Yes.
tiger.
I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
So that
now
was
it
the
makes
Amaris.
sense.
we cannot be blamed.
He wasn't around to feed it, so it went looking for food.
It's very careless.
So
Get too
we
focused sometimes.
contained the situation by asking. Oh shit, what's the tiger's name? I've got it here.
Ramses.
Vanta bats away some flies.
Ramses.
Ramses, thank you.
Why are there flies?
I asked Ramses to leave politely. Well, I say I, but Craig did. And he did. And then we got banished for that. So we're gonna go.
Thank you for this.
I believe you were not at fault. If anything, this is just the fates in their hands. We are but servants of them. Can you blame anyone for anything ever?
Yes?
That's the question.
Depends very much on your worldview. I would say yes.
Yeah, I think we can.
Perhaps I'm not as
We're-
religious as you.
We're about to go blame the Burgomaster for all the trouble.
True. I claim hypocrisy. Let us go.
Trotting off ahead.
Okay, doke.
I'm a
Raise
hypocrite.
your head.
So as you go over, there's a couple of guards on the raised up platform there. The larger one turns to you, Zenicus. You right there, bro? You just come to have a gloat?
They're all the same.
God, they're everywhere.
Is it the same guy, or is it another one who just sounds identical?
All the same
No,
face.
Yeah, they like to mix them up where they're based around the town. Like, so later this guy's going to be sent out to the gates. You know, he's going to do duty
Yeah.
on the gates, and now he's here in the square. And like before, he was off duty, so he was going to get his uniform. Yeah,
A lot of shift rotations. It's
Mm-hmm,
really
yeah,
very
just
efficient.
keeps them all mixed and
Awkward.
working like that. And
Keeps them on their toes.
right, exactly. And he's like, oh, did you check out the weapons stall over there? There's some really epic stuff, eh?
Yo, where? Like, then who's suddenly very
where?
interesting.
Look, I got this sweet new thing here. It's like a wooden fork. It's like three forks together. I mean, it's not much good unless you're fighting vampires that are clustered together like. But I thought it might come in useful.
And also good if you have like a really big pie.
For salad?
That's a very good idea, bro. Yeah. Later on, when me and little Mickey are gonna have a few beers, we might have a pie or two as well.
I saw there was someone selling something. He called them glaives, but I'm pretty sure it was just a big knife. You should go speak to them.
That
Get
sounds
set.
like something Meek would be into. Yeah. I'll go and check it out. Sorry, Patch does it much better than I do.
Good. I like it.
He brought this upon me. Curse you, sir. Curse you.
With the curse of Strahd.
Oh my gosh, roll credits!
Mwahaha.
Oh, we're not done!
We didn't roll credits.
Five, you can
Curses.
begin here, it's
Curse
okay.
on me. Curse on me. Okay. Vanta called it, everyone. Rolling credits. And welcome back. Sorry, Vanta, you were saying?
Vanta will approach.
Straight face.
First to the Burgomaster. Hello.
He's like, what do you want, witch?
Oh,
Look at what you've brought upon our beautiful town. It was you and your friends who allowed Strahd in here. I know it, and I will find out how.
Wait, I heard it was your son who did that.
I also had this rumor.
That's what everyone else has been saying.
Foul lies, vicious unhappiness.
I mean,
It looked very malicious, but it looked very happy.
they
Casting
seem
magic and
rather
stuff.
pleased,
Yeah.
if you ask me. And should you as well not be pleased? They could have done much worse.
Actually, you hear an elderly, refined voice to your side as Lady Watcher has left her pavilion and strolled over, seeing you approach. I, for one, was very pleased that his son's madness and wicked ways were revealed. He left my poor daughter a shell of her former self.
What happened to your daughter, Lady Watchter?
This one wanted to join our houses, to sully my name with his family, and marry our children. Out of regard for their station, I allowed my daughter to spend some time at his house, wherein his son did something to her. And she spits on the Burgomaster. I should stop calling him that. It's not his title anymore.
It's just like Steve now.
Burger.
Yeah, I was literally thinking, Steve, what?
Vargas.
Steve Burgermaster.
Vargas Vlahovic is his name.
I'm going to call you Steve.
Bogus Vlahovic. Steve's good
Bogus
too.
Steve.
Another
Middle name
one.
Steve.
Wait, if he's bogus, does that make his wife butthead?
Sure.
That's Beavis.
That's Beavis. Close.
I mean, it still could if you really wanted it to.
Can I check? Is the son in the stocks as well, or is he flew away?
Fled.
Okay.
The one who flew?
Yeah.
He flew. He cast flew
Thought
on
so.
himself and flew off.
Hopping all the way.
Lady Watchter. I'm not
She-
sure if you're
she-
aware.
She has no defiance left in. Well, I mean, she didn't already. She was basically just under her husband's thumb the whole time, and she's just looking just completely, just defeated.
I'm not sure if you are aware, but I am a hand of the Raven Queen in this land.
And she looks up at you, almost some kind of light in her eyes. Yes, child. And her husband hisses across. Do not speak with the witch. And she's like, shut up. I'll speak to who I like.
I prefer you like this.
Locked up? Locked up by the chaos you wrought on our town?
Your sandwiches
At
were
your
pretty
wife's
bad.
mercy. It's neat. Anyway, Lady Watchtower,
Yes.
if I was to see your daughter, I do have some healing powers. I can't make any promises, but I might at least be able to set you on the right path.
Really?
I
I could but hope that would be possible.
I may be able to answer any questions you have. I may be able to. This is not a promise. Do not get any false hopes. For I will crush them in an instant under my toe.
The town already owes you a great deal for uncovering the rot that was at its core. And she shoots a glance at the ex-burgomaster again.
Okay, then you can give us things in return for my favors.
Gladly, if it is in my power.
Okay, what do we want?
The details
I
are
have-
nice.
Would you happen to have the location of a temple? She stops and then looks at the others and is like, wonder if I should ask this or not. I sort of just like scurry over.
I trust your judgment.
Do you?
Okay, and, like, he narrows his brows at that, looks at Esmeralda and goes, I do. And like, that sounds very non-committal.
John, can I just get a clarification? In regards to the temple where the Dampier lives.
Vampire.
Is it a Vampire lives? Would that be common knowledge as to the location?
In a region as small as this, yeah, reasonably. Any
Okay.
educated person would know about it. Yeah, definitely.
Because we know the
then
vague
hunters
area,
and-
but I don't think we know much about how to actually get there.
Yeah.
So I think Vanta would just turn to Lady Watcher and say, there are a number of items on our to-do list. One of those
You are
would
very
be...
busy people.
Well, Vanta looks to Xenocus actually and is like, if you have anything to ask, this might be the time. But one of those would be discussions of a few locations of important buildings. Do you know the area well? This realm?
Yes, my family has been in the Valley of Barovia for many, many generations, stretching far back. We have ties to the von Zarevich line itself.
Vanta will wiggle her puppet.
What on earth is that? Looks like one of Blinsky's little toys.
It is. I have no charisma.
Right.
So, sorry. This is so stupid. Right. Vanta will just put down the Strahd toy and say, I think then, if you wouldn't mind, take us to your daughter
Excuse me while I
and
hydrate. A lot.
let us share our knowledge, our secrets, if you have any.
Hey, Daffodilly. Well, yes, of course. What would you like to know? Please, come out of this glaring, overcast light.
Okay.
Okay, Vanta always walks like that from now on.
She's like a penguin, basically.
She's a kind
We're
of...
turning this group into a Hubblewood group team.
Hey, Absi, how you doing, man? And you go over to where her little pavilion is set up, and she sits there. And her two sons are there as well. I don't know if you remember that you met them on the very first night you arrived here. They were in the Blue Water Inn, being rowdy and annoying. And they are sat there, and they're kind of lolling about, like, now that they're the leader's sons, and they're like even more puffed up and pompous than they were before. And yes. By the way, fun fact. Actually, no, sorry, people are watching the stream. They're going to get spoilers either way. In the original story, it is not Van Richten, aka Iamaris, that releases the tiger. It's these two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
By mistake. But
Fun
anyway,
though.
but that's
Fun
aside. They are lolling about, munching on some honey-flavored cookies, and swigging back the honey mead.
Okay.
And they look like they've had a few already. And they're like, "Oh, mother, I hope you're enjoying your newfound power. It is certainly sitting well with us." And she's like, "Oh, Lady Vanta, I'm glad to have more refined company than I am usually stuck with, and I trust that you can return my daughter to me, that she may once more put these two in her shadow."
Vanta settles the Strahd dummy on her lap and crosses its legs and then crosses hers and leans forward. Yes. Brushes a little bit of moss off of her shoulders.
Well, what would you have me tell you, child? What would you like to know?
I think Vanta will look to the others first and say, "Well, I've gotten us here. Let me mull it over. I think my friends might also have some questions." And just opening up the floor if Xenakis or Esmeralda have anything to ask. She's being kind. Oh. Aww.
Learning to love.
Well.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, actually, I have an inquiry about the giant kind of castle house thing just off to the southwest. There's-
Her expression sours, and she's like, "Yes, that was the stronghold of a order of so-called holy knights who tried to thwart the arrival of our ancestors in the valley. But the von Zaroviches and my ancestors at their side drove them back and defeated them and took the valley.
What happened to them?
They were killed. It was a glorious conquest."
I can imagine.
Something doesn't seem right over there.
She gestures to you, Esmeralda. It's like, "It was not long after that. Actually, no. There were several of your people with us at the time, too. It is before that time that the then leader of the von Zaroviches almost fell to deadly assassins. But your kind people brought him back from the brink of death, and you are forever in our prayers and thanks for that."
You have a complicated history. Not all of us agree that should have happened until
Glorious
look
history.
away a
What
little bit.
are you talking about?
not all of us think that should have happened.
Really? She turns her shoulder away from Esmeralda.
She'll keep staring.
Come now, why this ice? Are we not all here to make an exchange?
Yes, well, what else would you know? That is all I know about that cursed place. It is said the dead walk its halls. You are as well to steer clear of it.
Thank you very
And what would you recommend if one were to barrel right into it?
Fight for your lives, I would imagine.
With what kind of weapons? To fight ghosts?
I don't know.
Who would? You have connections?
But not of that nature.
Is she bluffing?
Give me an
Is she
insight
telling the
check if
truth?
you like. Yeah, please.
Oh, it's not good at all. 5 + 7, 13.
She seems to be legit. Yeah.
Okay.
But you do hear a cry from the dais with the stocks are. He's like, "Oh, you want to get yourself one of these?" He's got the 3-pronged one.
Vanta takes notes.
just remember to find your vampires that are really friendly, like, you know, all gathered up together.
How to kill vampire best friends, understood. Vanta then will say, I don't know if you are aware, but I am on a quest from the Raven Queen herself.
The Raven Queen.
Yes.
Much of this valley is dedicated to the Morning Lord. I'm sure you've come across his churches. The poor father who fell victim last night. I believe I also heard word recently that the father in the village of Barovia is also dead.
Yes.
Is
Well-
Lady Arena still with you? I was feared after she disappeared from the church.
Lady Arena is recuperating.
I see. Where is she? I hope that we could maybe help you and assist you in placing guards.
I'm sure we have it under wraps. Like she's very capable.
She looks slightly disappointed, and she's like, well, if we may be of assistance, do not hesitate to ask.
Of course. I
And
was
she
thinking
takes-
you'll be so busy.
She takes your hand, Vanta. She's like, anything, dear, anything.
Vanta gives one pat and then withdraws. Rearranges the Strahd puppet, which has been jostled in the exchange.
She
And she just says,
she reads that straight away, and she you know, adjusts. It's like, yes. Now, is there anything else that you would like to know?
yes, I was halfway through telling you the thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Like I said, I'm on a mission from the Raven Queen. And as part of that, I need to... Vanta starts hyperventilating as she attempts to read social cues. Requests
Seneca's just like coughs.
in...
Oh, boys, go and get this man some of that mead.
Sorry.
And they reach over behind them. They've got this massive jug, and they pull out another earthenware cup, splash some of it in. Here we are.
Grateful. Thank you.
And Esmeralda turns to you. Some for you, pretty.
Take it, but she won't drink. Doesn't smile.
As Marin is incapable of doing.
It's true. This is my default face.
You can.
Okay.
Vanta's
yes,
just
dear.
staring at Zedicus like, what?
You were saying you're on the mission of the Raven Queen, and you're here to spread her word, weren't you?
Yes. Her
Now that-
word.
Now that the malicious unhappiness situation is gone, that people can start to believe and show reverence again.
Yes, of course, it doesn't matter if you worship the Morning Lord. How are you going to get to him if you don't at least believe a little bit in the Raven Queen to ferry your soul there? Just that frivolous thing of ensuring that you go to settle in the place you wish to be for all eternity. It's just a frivolous thing, of course.
Interesting idea, dear. Yes, I mean, and we are open to all faiths, of course.
And of course, if you happen to have any very detailed maps of the land that might be able to ensure that my word reaches, my queen's word reaches all areas, I would want those, please.
I wonder if you have met a couple of wolf hunters that live here in the town. Soldar and Yevgeny.
Yes, they are our
It's like a
esteemed
people
friends.
Interesting fact.
She just sees us, like, sitting in front of her being like,
definitely drinking that extra gulp thing that you do.
we're just acting so shifty. It's so painfully obvious, but yes.
And she says, oh, as an aside, Soldar's family goes back almost as long as mine does. If not so privileged. But he the two of them are very proficient in their trade, I'm told, and they rove far and wide. Maybe they would be able to help you.
Great advice. Thank you so much.
They're just over there. And she points, and you see the busiest stall in the whole
Aww.
the whole city town square, because Soldar and Yevgeny know where the best hives are. They know where
my
the
gosh.
best natural honey is, and they have had a stockpile of this waiting for this very day.
They
And
make artisan honey together. They really are a gay couple. It's beautiful. I would so do this. Sorry, that's all. On the mark, on the nose.
yes, husbands Yevgeny and Soldar are doing a roaring trade in their wolfsbane honey, guaranteed to drive away wolves. It has apparently been tried and tested in the field by them, their good selves, and they're both alive, so it stands to tell its own tale.
Vanta's just staring at Zedicus like,
Yes, we should go speak to them. Thank you
Yes,
so much
here's for the
your
funny.
My pleasure. And she stands to see you off, and she just, boys, and they like slouch to their feet.
call on me when you need assistance with your daughter. I won't be in the city too much longer. I don't believe. Be careful.
And Lady Watchter says, "Thank you. I hope that it will be beneficial to her poor troubled mind." And
Fetch me.
as you turn away, you overhear one of the sons like, "I'll call on her."
Oh my god, wait. No, sorry. Vanta's gonna cause some malicious unhappiness. She turns around.
Zedicus like breathes in and just like, this is gonna be good.
Okay.
He knows that Vanta's gonna fuck some shit up.
I would like to do an unarmed strike against him. I want to go up. I want to.
A brief pause, if you will. Anyone care to give advantage to Lady Banter to dealing this asshole a lesson?
Yeah.
A mere 1,000 dream pies
Right.
is all you need to make this hit drive home all the more satisfactory.
Are you slapping or are you punching? 'Cause I haven't had
Sneaky
this
Rogue's
happen
already
yet.
at
Sneaky
Um,
rogue thief has got you again, girl.
Thanks, Aelin. Well,
Thank you,
I'm gonna
Aelin.
do 2 hits. I'm gonna do 1 punch for Vanta and 1 kick right in the crown jewels for Esmeralda. Okay. I really hope these are good.
With advantage.
Okay. Unarmed strike. +5, 18.
Nice.
Yes.
I waft
Sorry.
up to him and I just kind of go like,
Okay, yes, and you just lash out faster than he'd ever imagined. And as we all know, you are one of the strongest in the party. And there is a satisfying crunch as you get square on the nose and a sudden gush of scarlet. And he spins away, like hiding it from view from anyone else. And his brother is pissing himself laughing. And Lady Watcher is just like, yes, Lady Vanta, you are welcome any time.
thank you very much. Punctuated with a kick to the crown jewels, which is 14.
They're not wearing
I don't
any
know if
armor
that
or
does
anything,
much.
they're just hanging out at a festival. So, yes. As it crumples over onto the
I look-
ground.
I stare him dead in the eyes and I say, your bloodline ends with you. And turn around and leave.
As she does this, can I cast prestidigitation on both of them to really creep them out and have like sort of little bits of smoke coming out of where she hits them with little tiny skulls floating up?
Wow! Thank you.
It'll last for an hour.
I love the idea of like you saying your bloodline is with you, and his brother just going like, "Oh crap, she hit him so hard it hurt me."
Both of us?
Imagine him attempting to approach any woman after this display of sorcery and punching.
Just
Nicely done.
tiny ravens. So
Nicely
yeah,
done.
Oh my
nicely
gosh.
done. Okay. So
Vanta gives a very like camaraderie like nod to Esmeralda.
You have like a secret high five as you walk away.
leaving them writhing on the floor, you wake your way over, and as you are moving between the groups of people, you're kind of skirting around the edge of the square, avoiding the dancing children, as Esmeralda is nearly pulled away once more as they're like, "Oh, come dance with us again, lady. You were so good." But you kind of
I'll pull it out and play it as I walk away.
make your way around the back of the fountain, where there's a kind of lull here, a little bit quieter, and suddenly Asara is coming up from one of the alleyways, and she's like, "Heads up, everyone!" And Krieg just goes, shroom, 3-point landing from the sky, just comes flowing out. He's like, "These honey pies are amazing!" And takes off to the skies again, and Asara's like, "I'll see you later," and goes chasing off after him again.
And definitely, like, the second that she was here, like, Zeneca gave her, like, a sip of the mead that he was holding. 'Cause, like, here.
And she grabs a quick swig, and she's like, "Thank you. Enjoy in my stead." And she goes running off again. And you make your way, continuing your way past. And as you do, you see one of the guardsmen come walking towards you. Not the large fellow with his little friends that you'd spoken to before, a different one that you haven't spoken to before. But he comes walking past you. He's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, whoever you are, please save me. Jesus, please, I turn in your name. Whoever you are, I'm glad that I found you." A talking horse. What on earth is going on? Where did that talking horse come from? Oh, Jesus Christ, save me. And he just walks past you and carries on.
Do you know who he's talking about?
No idea.
I roll a religion check.
Have we heard of the biblical god?
Anyone who's confused at any point during this evening's session, please go back and watch the VOD of our honey heist 2 episodes ago. It's hidden there. It looks as an unassuming Curse of Strahd episode as far as the thumbnail's concerned. Honey heist lurks within for
Fair.
anyone. I'm just
Literally.
picturing the few people. There's that, especially that one guy who keeps commenting on the videos in the past, who's slowly making his way through.
I've been really confused.
Oh, that's great. I like that.
Yeah, I just give it a
That
regular.
brings me a lot of joy.
I give it a regular thumbnail. It's just one of the Curse of Strahd episodes. And anyway, yes, 2 episodes ago, people, if you want to figure out what all of these references are referring to. Now, as you continue around, you do see the husbands and his husband, both of them, and they wave and they're like, "Ha! My friends! Have you tried some of our wolfsbane honey?"
How does it smell to you, actually?
I can taste it.
I would like 2, please. They come in little like
No,
bottles.
you do like the ultimate stink eye. Like,
It's like, I do not believe we've had the pleasure. Who is your friend, Zenicus? Are you okay?
yeah, sorry, it's the allergies.
Anyone who
Very
took a
sensitive.
quick trip over to our homepage will know that Zenicus is a werewolf, but these 2 wolf hunters do not know that.
Vanta is thoroughly amused by this.
This is Esmeralda, the
Is definitely amused by this.
friend of
She's been
mine.
looking for all it's worth. Nice to meet you. I believe you might be in a similar profession. Please tell me how this works. She's kind of, does she have bottling and can she sort of examine it and try and figure out how it works? Or...
It's
it legit?
it is just honey. You can mix it in with your drinks, or you can spread it on bread, and however you like to take it. It is just normal honey, but the medicinal properties, the added extras, that is a secret family recipe. And he throws his arm around Yevgeny, and he's like, "Family recipe," and they say the secret recipe is a guarded thing, I'm afraid, and we cannot share it. Even with
Right,
such
right.
friends of friends.
Understandable.
But, and, Yevgeny, customers. He's like, customers. And he turns, and as Yevgeny kind of blocks the other people crowded around the stall, he goes off to the side. He's like, I think for such good friends of friends, these 2 jars could find their way as a present to you.
Like instantly, Zeneca hands them off to like Banta or Esmeralda. Like, oh yeah, thank you.
Decided to do it.
Banta will let Esmeralda go for it.
Patch.
We can maybe have one each.
Soldar and Yevgeny come pre-shipped.
Yay!
They were right from day one. They were a married couple.
Aw.
I like it.
Now,
The first characters we all agreed that we loved.
Yep.
Instantly. That was before we knew whether we were married. We're like, oh, excellent.
yep. It's like, oh, there is saving people worth saving here in Barovia. Good.
We were like, we started
two.
shipping them until we realized that we're married.
Although your history with happy gay couples is questionable, John.
we're like Irina.
Oh.
Nah.
Yes, Waterdeep. We remember Waterdeep.
What happened? Am I gonna be sad?
Yes, Michael. What happened?
Terrorism is what happened. A terrorist attack is what happened.
Michael ordered a suit of armor from the Genasi
Doesn't make it
couple
my fault.
at the blacksmith, and they were delivering said armor on the day that a fireball went off in Trollskull Alley.
Oh my god, I remember that when I played. Oh, dude, no! Wait, that's so upsetting. Oh, okay.
Very upsetting.
Fear you not, as our good friends here, Apsy and Daisy, found out last Saturday, when they paid a visit to Trollskull Alley and Trollskull Manor, the Genasi that was left behind, this is several months, if not a year or so afterwards, they was having a good chat with a tabaxi friend of ours in Trollskull Manor.
Okay. It's okay. Getting through it.
Yes, moving on.
If anyone can, it's furries.
Anyway, as we were saying, you have two jars of Wolf's Bane honey, Esmeralda.
Yay!
Yay.
Cannot wait to start spreading them on his pillow.
I mean, I'll know it's there instantly.
So
I'll smell it.
rude. So rude.
He just goes down to
No.
sleep after a long day adventuring, and he just immediately like recoils like a cat. Like,
The rest for you. No, she's not that mean.
Does that
She
make it
usually
not-
gets at how it works. So it's clearly it's having an effect on Zeneca, and she really wants to understand it. So she can find a way to figure out what the ingredient is or what the effect is. She
Indeed.
definitely wants to know for professional purposes.
Indeed,
Dog.
indeed. Yes.
Dog, when the dog tries to eat a lemon, it's like,
Citrus honey.
Yes, Esmeralda is a monster hunter, so it would be very useful to understand properly. I'm sure IMRS would be very interested too.
Sounds
Although
like you're welcome
equally
to time.
problematic as Xenicus.
yeah.
Yes, he is also
We'll talk it out.
a werewolf, thanks to Xenicus. Xenicus, causing all these troubles throughout the realms. Now, what do you do after you finished talking to these two?
Vanta wanted to get a map from them, so she's going to just really quickly ask, say, I was directed to you by Lady Watchtower.
Oh, yes, our new leader. I hope she's better than the last one, although that should be pretty easy.
I feel like you'd be quite good leaders.
And I don't want to be cooped up here in the city walls. Yevgeny and I are out there. That's where we belong, in the forest.
Speaking of the forests,
Yes.
would you happen to have a map of those and everywhere else? I want a map.
Everywhere else.
I mean, we have been roving far and wide. Yes, I mean, it was far down in the south that we went when Yevgeny saw you. Where's your friend? You saw the other ones like Creek.
Points up.
Oh, yes. I suppose that is a possibility now, isn't it? Yes. I mean, yes. You're very welcome to have a look at what we have. I tell you what. We'll make a copy and we'll have it ready for you tomorrow.
This sounds like a plan, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I stare at them for far too long after that, and then I walk away.
And they pull you on the arm and lead you away.
Yevgeny also holds that stare for. He's like, very welcome. and goes back and turns to the other people. And they carry on selling.
No one feels like they lost.
And
It's like rubbing his eyes like so hard.
Oh.
Soldas, honey, Wolfsbane, honey. And Yevgeny's like, Wolfsbane, honey.
I thought they were just calling each other for a second.
No, that's cute.
One
Like, they
of them,
definitely do that joke about
Yeah.
H6. Honey, I'm here.
one of them definitely calls the other one Wolfsbane. Definitely.
Oh yes, that is such a good name.
I like how your cute reaction is to grow a beard, Emma.
I mean, the gimliest of our reactions.
So, you carry on your way, and it's at that point you start to hear raised voices, and a group of people comes parading into the square, much like you saw the very sad, bedraggled Festival of the Sun parade as that came in with the old Burgermeister and wife on horseback. But this time, everyone's on foot, and the people at the front of the parade are dressed up in rudimentary costumes. They were made very quickly overnight, but there are zombie-looking costumes, there are vampire-looking costumes, there are werewolf-looking costumes, there are ghost-looking costumes. And you hear some of the local people around you clap their hands. It's like, oh, yes, this must be what Lady Watchtower was talking about.
Which was?
Are you say that to them?
What did we miss?
It's like, oh no, she had the interesting idea to add to the festivities of driving out all undead influences from the town. So we are driving the undead before us, and everyone is welcome to join in. And at that point, a large burly guard walks past you. He's like, hey, anyone can join in? Oh, that's great, bro. Yeah, I've been looking forward to doing this all day. And he goes running over and he kicks one of the ones dressed up as a ghost. He's like, piss off, ghost. And they yelp and dash out of the way. He's like, oh, look at that. I drove it off good and proper. Lovely.
None of your ghost chips.
And they all start driving them away and drive them through the square to various hoots and hollers. You are welcome to join in or not. It's up to you.
Vanta is going to not. She sees this as somewhat of an affront.
Okay, so Esmeralda, Xenigus?
Hey.
I feel bad for the poor guy in the werewolf costume being kicked. He feels bad for him.
Oh.
They're not physically. They're not actually
Vanta wants
physically
to
kicking
pat
them.
Xenocus.
They're just
There.
they're
I
just
understand that there's sympathy involved here.
symbolically driving them from the city, from the town.
You're not repulsive.
Thank you.
Like, random Valakian next to you is like, strange thing to say.
You don't know our friendship.
Smelling the rainbow.
And you, yes, Esmeralda, are you partaking or just watching?
Esmeralda is still thinking about what happened, that conversation that they had prior to going to see the couple. And she's going to sort of look at Vanta and Xenocus and say, did I
I think we
hear that right?
I think it's probably best not staying out here though.
What? We need to talk about this later.
Yes, we do.
Shall we withdraw for now? Regroup and
Somewhere
Lunch
quiet.
break.
lunch break. Vanta will go around to the various food courts and buy some
Cheers,
some
Vance.
honey snacks.
Yeah, there are, as I say, there are various cookies and scones and all various like honey-infused things. But there are also other local produce, vegetables, and there are savory pies
Oh.
also on sale, and all sorts of other things.
Like honey butter chicken. Yeah.
Amazing.
Sure, absolutely.
She'll
Like,
get
is there like
Honey
honey,
glazed,
a bit like a
Honey
turkey
glazed,
leg of it?
And these are very versatile.
Disneyland, like big massive
Absolutely.
Disney turkey leg version.
Absolutely, yeah.
yes. Okay. We will take our food and much like
We,
in
like, buy
Disneyland
the
attempt to
stall out.
find.
Buy out the stall and all the honey chicken.
Now,
Yes.
as you miss taking part in the parade, you do get to see something that happens. You see Blinsky come into the square, wheeling a cart covered, but rather haphazardly covered, as sticking up out of it are various little tubes on sticks and other tubes with little fuses sticking out the top. And he quickly sets up and grabs a torch from the other side of the cart, sparks it alight, and starts setting off fireworks that we heard.
Ah, he's a
in-
Gandalf type.
There you
We've
go.
seen fireworks before. Are we familiar with gunpowder? Or are we completely shocked? Am I casting
No,
detect magic
I
on
mean,
this?
he was able to make fireworks. That's why he was able to make the Korg's weapon. Yeah.
We haven't seen in action yet, though, have we?
Right,
Like, do
right,
we
like-
actually know what gunpowder is?
Actually, you've cast prestidigitation. I'm like, oh, is this? Are you doing this?
Vanta.
I tried. She
I
probably
don't think
could've
Vanta's
tried.
super evil.
I mean, I used up 2 of my prestidigitations on like the smoking raven wounds, but I have one left to go try little fireworks out of my hand to see what happens.
You're basically
although-
Jubilee from X-Men.
Vanta will use thaumaturgy to make to strengthen her prestidigitation, so that she
So
feels
then,
better about it.
pew, pew!
Yeah.
Fireworks off.
Esmeralda, all of the children that were dancing with you before immediately gather around again. They're like, yay, yay!
Yay!
Yay, yay. Vanta pulls the puppet strings.
I try to make them into little shapes, and like little animals and things. And then I try and get them to move away by. Okay, the show's over because I really want to talk to these 2.
So easily distracted.
It really is a problem, isn't it? This is what happens when the star is away for one session.
Without the sensible ones in the group, we're doomed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. Okay. So, you are amusing the local children with your prestidigitation and thaumaturgy.
To me.
And also, Xenicus, you're kind of admiring Brinsky's efforts, and as the parade passes out and the tail end of it disappears out of the square, the children get distracted by Brinsky's much more impressive display and drift away towards that area of the thing, waving goodbye, and the 3 of you are left alone.
No one's around, yeah? So it's
Um,
definitely gonna have a
you can-
look and then a sniff around.
You could definitely go somewhere where you want to be,
Yeah.
if you want to be private.
Where did we set up? Did we end up setting up in the Blue Water Inn?
You did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think that Vanta would suggest just going back there briefly.
Okay.
We have the underground base.
Okay. To the underground base.
The base.
Base. To the base. Base. Base.
Buttery biscuit base.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, sorry, but honey biscuit base.
Honey butter biscuit base.
Honey butter biscuit base.
Okay, we go to the honey butter biscuit base. That's the name of it now.
I
Yes.
mean, that's the code name if we ever have to like say, oh, I should get some of that honey
Let's
butter
go to-
biscuit base.
So you're going through the trapdoor and down into the
The honey
chambers.
A giant bucket of chicken.
If that's possible without alerting people to the fact that we're just like
Yeah.
opening a door in the middle of the tap hall and people's drinking.
No, because it's closed. There's nobody there, remember? Hey, bro.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Perfect. Yeah.
Just-
And I think that's
yeah.
perfect.
Alex, everyone was being very complimentary of the website. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, round of applause for Big Man Studios over there in chat. Thank you. Cheers, bro. Cheers, bro.
Soggy bottoms.
There's a guardsman, a large guardsman, who would like to say hello, bruv. How you doing? It's very nice to see you here. And you are able to do that, yes, and you make your way back to the Blue Water Inn, through the trap door and down beneath to where that reservoir drips and drips. And you make your way across the hastily constructed wooden walkway, across to the cavern beyond, where that table and the chairs, sorry, Vix, where that table and chairs are still arrayed, with various documents and things left by the keepers of the feather. And actually, you see Muriel's there, having spoken to you last night. She has stayed here, and she is down there looking over some papers as you enter that space.
Very well. Never quite.
I think I've met her. Look to you guys to see if this is someone who can be trusted.
You would have met her last night when she came to talk to you.
Did?
Yeah, after running away from
She-
Vanta.
Okay. Okay, it's fine. I thought you only saw Vanta.
You know, sorry to interrupt in this time, but
Yes, what is it?
how much do we know about Lady Worcester?
She's a traditionalist.
What do you mean by traditionalist exactly?
Her family is one of the oldest in the valley. They go back generations. They're said to have arrived with the von Zareviches themselves.
Seem to
Yeah.
take great pride in their lineage.
Yes, most of the noble families do. I think Soldar, I don't know if you know him, he's the only one who does not speak of his ancestors.
I like him better for it.
And she looks nervously towards where that crypt is, to the north of where you are sitting. And she's like, yes, and I think I understand why he wants to sever ties with the past. Do you remember you saw one of the coffins?
Oh my god, yeah.
We
Okay.
fought
That's
a bunch of
horrific.
Happened.
almost vampire spawn. People who tried to become vampires failed about it
Mhm.
and came out of the ground and tried to kill us.
Shout
God,
Shout
okay.
out to the Arcane Library.
Thank you for surviving that.
I think that Volaki is en route for more trouble.
Really? Is this place safe? Should we not continue to use this location?
I mean, for now. we
Anywhere
should-
safe, frankly, but
Yes.
for that tower.
But as with the current parade shoving the undead out of the town, I think she doth protest too much.
Really?
Hmm. What was it you heard her say?
Well, she seemed very upset
Hmm.
that Esmeralda was not happy that Strahd arrived as a vampire.
Admit I wasn't in that reaction.
No.
Strahd! I'm sorry, why do the nobles of this country celebrate their lineage? Don't understand.
He
It's a
came
shame of
with-
my people that we helped. Still bound by it.
seemed
You know
quite
anything?
upset
Mariel
about-
raises an eyebrow. Have you been roving beyond the mists, Esmeralda?
Mostly been
It
here
sh-
for what? A week?
It shows. There are indeed some Vistani who disagree with the Count's tyranny over this land, but a great number of Vistani work for him. The ones nearby here, in a camp with those dusk elves. They are in his employ for certain. And we are
No.
not sure who else is. It is only because your friends vouched for you that I was free to talk in front of you last night.
So much than I know. I know my people have agreements with Strat. I just understand why others would want to have that kind of bond as well.
We, in the Keepers of the Feather, pray that Lady Ava will be able to take control as she should. There is something about her, something beyond her sight, something greater. We, Order of the Keepers of the Feather, have always felt a strong connection to her. But even within her camp, within the group that she lives with, there are those that report to the castle. As we as players know.
Names. Do you know any of these watchers, reporters?
Yes, of course. And she tells you the name of that woman. Sorry, I can't remember what her name. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember, but yes, you know the one who wrote the letter and sent it by magpie. She had a magpie, didn't she?
Yeah,
Right, and a magpie on her shoulder. Yeah, she tells you that lady is a spy for Strahd, at the very least. And she's suspicious about the other one who's always in the corner writing poetry, the younger one, but not sure.
Basically, what she's telling us: don't trust people who write poetry.
No.
Like, Vantis is like,
Oh no! Hides all of her papers.
Amanda has a little diary full of edgy poems.
my disciple. So yes, and she tells you actually the father and uncle of the girl you saved are very much in Strahd's employ as well. But you think they had not said anything or moved against you because of the debt they owed you for saving Arabelle's life.
if we can get more blood debts like that amongst the clans of the Vistani, or the tribes, I'm not sure of the word, maybe that could help in the future.
Families.
The families.
I think we could orchestrate some catastrophes to save them from.
Has that plan ever worked?
I would not recommend it against. No, they are a formidable group, especially
I would
when.
not gamble with the lives of this Danny. Me here.
I understand.
Maybe not go to 11,
Lieutenant Knipp's
Banter.
intentions.
Maybe 8, 7 or 8.
6.
Right.
6 to be safe. Yes.
6.
Where's Crick? I was hoping to see him.
Having a fly.
Flashback outside.
Oh, we?
Like, and trying to
Whee!
drink the honey, and it's just like, going
Whee!
right past, and like okay, people are just getting it. Like,
Right.
Oh, that would be
Rate of honey
horrifying.
is falling on the crowd.
Right as
Thank
this first happened, somebody in chat. Sorry, I didn't see who it was. Well, I did, and I forget. Sorry, said that it was a hummingbird Aarakocra. So
Oh, that's
Crick,
so cool.
when he starts to like come down off this honey pie buzz, he actually goes down to one of the stalls and he's just like flapping his wings really fast and just like.
Hey, Alicia literally
God,
just said
when
that
you
after you,
can't speak properly.
before you said it.
There you go. This way, yeah.
That's great.
Hovering in front of the stall is like Soldar like nervously holds up a jar of the honey.
I hope he doesn't come and hug Xenacus later. And have an erection.
My God.
Okay.
If he
so,
does.
anyway, let's just progress. Times are moving on.
Yes, let's keep
Yes, Alicia, yes.
maybe have a bit of a watch with the.
Oh, sorry, I
Lady
thought you were
Washington.
making a joke.
No, sorry. With the, just keep an eye on Lady Washington, I think.
Watch
See
her.
what change. Yes, have a watch of her.
Of her. Watched it. Yes.
Yes.
So, yes.
But yes, it seems that keep an eye on the changes that happen within the town, this town, over the next while.
Did Vanthera not get the joke, or she just didn't like it?
Okay, she didn't like it.
It's difficult
This is my-
difficult to read.
This is my amused face.
I see. I shall try to spot it in the future.
My resting face is a bit more gaunt.
You are looking rather peaky. Are you okay?
No. I'm on death's door.
You know, when people ask you,
Might be a
you're
little early for
really
that.
not supposed to tell the truth.
Oh. I'm fine.
Good. Well, that's it. Now. Well, maybe
Fanta's learning about actual human interaction.
maybe if
That's
you can,
fair.
maybe if you can all find a way to get closer. Maybe find a way into her household.
Vanta was all about ready to be like, I'll get closer as friends.
Maybe that might be part of it. Seems to like you.
Yes, and you do have an in with helping the daughter.
Yes.
Really? Ah, well, yes, that should be definitely something. Maybe if you're able to stay here one more day, then you can make use of that connection.
Yes, I think that would be useful. And I have to pick up a map in the morning anyway, so we can call on her in the evening, take a little time to rest.
Right. Yes. And it's that point. Oh, roll for damage. Hey, hello. Welcome on by. Welcome, Raiders.
Hello.
We
oh my
are-
goodness.
We are in Valaki. Welcome on by. It's good to see you all, as always. Thank you so much. Every time. Always a pleasure. We are in Valaki as a rather jovial, non-Barovian style festival is going on. Vanta.
Oh. Hi. Vanta would... Can I just check? Is it Marion is the name of the raven?
Muriel.
Yeah.
Muriel. Vanta's going to look at Muriel and just say, I think I have some matters I want to discuss with the party. Obviously, the information we hold is incredibly sensitive and we don't want to put you in danger. Would you mind?
Yes, certainly. I could go up and keep watch with Isaac.
Thank you. I would appreciate it.
This is as much your facility as it is ours.
It is not my intention to force you out for long.
No, don't worry. And she makes her way out and across
Santa
the
will
board.
give her the awful smile.
The rictus grin. Hey, Serum 6.
She just
So-
looks at the others once Muriel's gone. She just says, I actually do think it's about time we chat amongst ourselves, don't you?
Should we go and get to Sarah and Craig? Do they need to be here for this?
It's a fair point. Muriel?
Denicus is really upset with as well. She was finally opening up.
Then again, if it's... I mean, Craig might not come down for hours. What do you have
Yeah.
to say?
Music.
No.
Tension.
What's it gonna be?
There was a little more to my dream last night than simply terrors
Good.
of the usual kind.
It's like that dramatic.
I was
go
put
for
off at
dun,
first.
dun, dun.
But the more I think about it, the less sense it makes.
What way?
Les, what happened?
Asara and Krieg both looked under the weather, drawn in a way that I haven't seen them before. And in my dream, I saw the Raven Queen, but she was not herself. Not how I know her.
Oh?
I don't completely trust what I'm saying, but I trust your judgment. I believe someone or something might have infiltrated my dreams and attempted to toy with me, convince me that what I know to be true is false. And I wouldn't be surprised if the same happened to Asara and Krieg. And I wanted to inquire whether you had any dreams last night yourselves.
Pies mostly.
I see.
Delicious pies.
Yes.
It's been only you three who were affected. They mentioned also this morning they had strange dreams.
Mm.
There's something that you three have done that perhaps Zenicus and I have no relation to.
I mean, we did upset some hags. It seems like the obvious.
Did
That's
Krieg go unconscious during that last fight?
No.
Because I certainly did.
Which one?
Against
That's what you
Strahd?
did.
No.
It's right. No.
That's the only thing I can think of that's out of the ordinary. I'm not used to going around half dead, although I'm getting quite used to it.
The werewolf has the right of it, you know. And two shadows
Oh, these.
detach from the walls, seemingly springing from nothing, as two Shadakai,
Do it.
who the rest of you have not seen yet. Vanta spoke to them alone. I think it's the only time that they've had any interaction with you. As the two Shadakai, Vanta, that you spoke to in the Svalek woods step into the light, wincing briefly.
Vanta offers them a seat at the table.
So like, stood up out of the chair, like hand on weapon.
Do
I know
not
them.
worry, wolf boy. We are not against you. We are merely here to watch over and assist Lady Vanta Blackspire.
Well, in that case,
The Raven Queen sends her greetings.
it's not her regards.
That wasn't her, was it?
It was not. The spirits of the hags you wronged upon the hill stalk the ethereal plane, and they haunt your dreams whilst you sleep unprotected.
What protection do we need?
The tower.
But that
That's
suffice.
indeed is one safe haven.
There are others. There.
Not that we are aware of. All we know is that the lingering magics of that place guard against such intrusions.
Well then, we can hasten there next time we fear for bad dreams.
If you wish to rest properly.
I thought
The-
there was more of that.
Small blessings.
The Raven Queen. Forgive me for asking, but does she still see into this realm?
She does not. We three are on our own. Set upon whatever path she has lain before us.
I see.
If we are successful, we may see her once more. If not, then I can only pray that we will meet her one day.
I second that.
I think I can show you these two. Marin, you won't have seen this.
No.
I took on roll 20.
Here they are. Yes, Shadakai Black Wings.
Oh, mine. I need to reload it. I might check on
Then
them.
I bust, yeah.
Oh, they're cool. Yeah, I remember them now.
Mm-hmm.
Vanta sensing that the conversation's kind of coming to a close, is going to just ask them, "What's your names? What are your names?"
Unimportant. Oh, bit of an echo there.
Oop.
Is that
okay.
both your names? Or is that your the title for the pair of you?
And Fortune's a pretty cool name, actually.
Curl a lip at you. As does John.
Deserved.
Vanta
Just-
will say,
Please.
sorry, Vanta will just say, "No. It's not important."
Just know we are here.
Yes. I'm not keen to forget.
And they bow their heads and step round the corner of the corridor.
Are you still here?
You going to look?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look.
No, disappeared.
That's
That's
almost as terrifying as what you can do.
It just happened.
When Danica
Maybe I didn't.
Martikov died, you left me to watch over her body. And that is when they met me the first time. Sent on a quest much alike to mine. I sensed that they did not trust me to carry it out alone.
As well that you're not.
Well, interestingly, now I'm the one who believes it's not. Now I'm the one who believes I'm not capable. I'm kind of glad that the Raven Queen cannot see into this realm, because at least she did not see my faith falter.
I mean, isn't that what she does, though? Sends people on trials to prove that she wouldn't have sent you here if she didn't think you were capable. She
Still
believed
faithful, are
that
you
you.
not?
That's all I am.
I'm sure she believes in you.
Disagree.
Thank you. Perhaps she still does believe in me, Xenicus.
That he's definitely at that point he's swiped the puppet and he just and I believe in you too. The little Strahd.
Oh, Strahd. I'm so pleased to hear you say that. You're going to enjoy eternity living in my box.
God, gee.
Is this what you're going to use?
Yeah.
It is. It's amazing.
Can I just say, the spearhead, but imagine it fashioned into like a little mantle for the puppet to wear. We could like carve it into little eyes, and I'll put it in Strahd. I think this is an item quite fitting.
Everyone, Lady Vanta's faith has a way of trapping spirits in physical objects that they may forever travel together and be called upon to aid. And she seeks to give Strahd a truly immortal life as one such item.
Way
Do
better
stick
than
around.
any flesh prison. Let's put him
I
in a puppet.
Do stick
How
around.
would
Loves
be
puppets.
an actual puppet, like angry puppet in the box? Let me out of here, woman!
Oh god, that'd be
Box.
terrifying.
I would need to upgrade the box.
It's
You
then.
know of a good dollhouse.
It's then that you hear Iamaris's voice. Xenicus! Everyone, get up here!
still got the
You
puppy.
sound alarmed or urgent about anything?
Urgent,
Or is it
definitely
more just
urgent,
like, okay,
yes.
I'm booking it.
Urgent.
Okay. And you'll run back through the past, through the reservoir.
Mm-hmm. What have they done?
There you go. Drop. And up through the tunnel into the cellar, clamber up into the room above. And you can see Amaris waiting anxiously there at the exit into the tap room and behind the bar there. And you can see over by the window the hulking form of Isaac, even in their disguise, peering out. And Amaris is like, quickly, come on, one of you, up. Something's happening.
What's going on?
And Isaac looks around. I do not know, but there is a large plume of smoke to the south.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should stay here with Arena, please. Can you go and investigate?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
So we head towards the giant plume of smoke.
As we walk, I also wanted to mention to the others, another reason why I wanted to be alone is because I also wanted to attempt opening up to all of you so that I could also learn about you in turn. I'm very curious about why you believe these things about your bloodline, Esmeralda, and why you...
Come on. Put his arm.
and to where your affliction came from, Xenacus, and I want to learn more about it.
Excellent. Yeah.
I'm still more time for that. When you figured out this giant plume of smoke.
I understand it smells vaguely like honey and ravens.
And I can smell
Strange. It
bears.
smells delicious.
And bears and a sheep.
Again.
Is that a wild magic search?
So you quickly start making
Why
your way
those
through.
crystals, cameras?
You can still see people moving around, although some of them looking slightly worried. Thank you, Vix. And as everyone is moving around through the streets, you can still see and hear fireworks whizzing and whooshing off in the distance. But indeed, you can see this large column of black smoke reaching up above the rooftops towards the south of you. And as you make your way quickly off into the side streets, trying to avoid the crowds of people and get there further, there is suddenly a whoosh sound, and appearing out of thin air beside you is a horse. Ah, mes amis! Yes,
Jane, what are you doing here?
it is okay. Do not worry about it. I have everything under control. I must go.
Better hoof it.
And she goes dashing off
I just got it.
somewhere to the south. A wild magic surge is triggered by Xenacus's pun, unknowing to him. And you get there, and you see some Valakians come running the other way, and they're carrying just armfuls of cabbages, and they're looking delighted. They're like, "Yes, come on, let's go!"
Wait, we accidentally barrel into one of them and he falls on the ground, all of the cabbages tumble, and we just hear him yell, "My cabbages!"
Oh,
Sorry.
call
Not
back.
to be a backseat DM.
No,
There's
don't be
no
my
glass
guest.
panes in Barovia. It's all cabbages.
Oh, that's a deep callback. Well done.
So friendly.
And anyway, yes, you carry on rushing through the streets in that direction, and you get to the main square, and you see Lady Watchtower there talking urgently to various guards, and you can see she's gesturing over the far side where a few of the stalls were set up using carts. 3 of them to be exact, and they're hastily removing the things from the carts, and guardsmen are jumping up into the riding platforms, and they're hastily bringing horses forward to hitch them up to the carts and give chase to whatever has caused this ruckus in the south of the town. And as you do so, that large guardsman comes running past one more time. He's like, "Ah, there you are, guys. I'm just gonna go and jump on this wagon. Do you wanna come with?"
So sorry to badger you. What's happening?
Thank you. He's like, oh, I'm not sure, eh? We're just following our orders from the Lady Watchtower here. But yeah, we're just going to jump on the wagon if you... Do you want to come?
Yes.
Yes.
I get on the wagon.
Okay.
Oh, perfectly
Okay.
fine.
The Raven Queen is calling me on my mighty journey.
Now, as you do so, you run past the pavilion where Lady Watcher is gesturing to various guards, and her sons are kind of like hastily buckling on, one of them wincing and looking really pained, trying to wipe away blood from his nose, trying to put on their sword belts. And they, as you run past, you overhear Lady Watcher saying something strange to a rather shady-looking fellow with a slightly hunched shoulder, and she's saying, "Well, tell me, what did you find out? Is the crystal camera teleportation vision still in one piece?" And he's like, "Yes, Lady Watcher, the crystals are all intact, but they seem to be stuck on some kind of food bat leap. They are just showing the horse head coming in and out of her window. I'm not sure what has happened." And she's like, "Well, at least they're in one piece. Get down there and put out that fire as quickly as possible, and try and rescue some of that raven honey." He's like, "Yes, Lady Watcher, I will do my best. I've heard that Mr. Bean will be joining us shortly."
Yes. Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
Oh
Not
my God.
not Rowan Atkinson, everybody.
No, it's canon now. It's been decided.
S
Mr.
Bean. S Bean will be joining him shortly as they rush to put out the fire. And you dash across the thing and vault up into one of the wagons and clatter out in hot pursuit. And as you are doing so, you see another wagon with... Is that Maxine pulling it? Just comes skidding round,
You're
almost
very
on
busy
two,
day.
almost on two wheels, as she goes galloping across. And she's galloping for all that she's worth, pulling this.
You're right.
And you see those strange folk that were talking with her before, all crowded into the back of this wagon. And there's a bunch of barrels in there, and you're not sure what on earth is going on. But as they are charging through the streets, you all give chase. And the others are trying to fire off their crossbows. People are scattering out of the way, carrying their bundles of cabbages that they've rescued from this very strange growth of vegetables that suddenly happened in the back streets of Valaki. And you are chasing after, and you look in horror as you see one of these strange folk on Maxine's wagon leap up and, with a very pained look on their face, push one of the barrels off the wagon. And as they do so, honey spreads out across all of the road, and your wagon and one of the other wagons careens off, sliding on the honey. I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god!
Oh my God, I love this
You did this to yourselves.
so much.
Two
So much. So that's gonna be a 6.
plus 1, 3.
26.
Oh!
Am I on a scale of 1 to extremely?
Esmeralda, how about you?
Got a 6.
A 6.
Esmeralda and Vantra are just flailing off. Yeah. Zenicus isn't even holding on.
Zenicus.
Zenicus smelled what was happening before it happened.
Yes.
Yes.
Zenicus, you take 4 damage.
Fanta might go
Fanta.
down.
Fanta and Esmeralda, you take 9 bludgeoning damage as you are thrown from the
Yeah.
wagons as they crash.
Alright.
I'm unconscious!
I'm gonna run over to you and immediately, I don't have any healing magic because I'm not Shavakri. I
Make
do a
an,
medicine check.
make an acrobatics check, please.
Oh my God, why?
Because you're running across honey.
That's nat 20.
Okay, you heroically
Skids along.
slide across the edge, aquaplane across the honey to Vanta's side as she's lying unconscious, face down in the sticky surface.
That's one death. No, I'm
No,
just
no, no.
unconscious.
Like,
Just
try and
unconscious.
stabilize
She's gonna
her.
drown. Actually, yeah,
Okay.
actually, before
We'll turn her on your side so her face is not in the
before you
honey.
do it, you just Zenicus, like, for a minute he just kind of like cuts his finger, and all of a sudden it's like blood like skirts across towards her, and I cast spare, and I kind of run up and do that, and as the blood's kind of touch her with the finger, I'm gonna cast spare the dead, dying.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
I'm
Yes.
stable.
Yes, you stabilize her, and Esmeralda, you pull her head up out of the honey so she doesn't suffocate.
I have to wipe it
that away because it still congeals over a
Speared
patient.
honey,
No!
though.
And as you
Is it like
do,
Goodberry?
the third wagon manages to get through the honey without crashing, and you see that big guardsman turn to you. It's all right, my friends. Meek and I will catch the thieves. And
no.
the last thing you see is a small dark shape leaping from Maxine's wagon over towards your guardsman's friend's wagon as they disappear around the corner. And
It's
you
best that we don't see what's around that corner.
you hear nothing but blood-curdling screams as Sparkplug the honey badger unleashes their true fury. Again, to the raiders, I'm not sure if you raided before or after I said this, please go back 2 episodes on our YouTube and watch the honey heist to understand what is happening here. And as we come back to
my
this
God.
scene, we see another group of guardsmen come walking out of the side streets from where that smoke was issuing up, and they're escorting under muzzle and tether a large grizzly bear and another black bear. And he's like, I do not know how these got in here, but it seems that they were after the honey that was being stored back there. Do not worry, my friends. We have captured them. And unfortunately, the 2 members of the Barovian Bear Coalition for Justice are led away, captured. And whilst you're pretty sure that there must have been incriminating fingerprints at the scene, unfortunately, they were consumed by the fire. And these 2 bears bear the brunt of Valaki's justice. And they are declawed and sent off into the forest, where they shall not heist any honey ever again.
How very dare they?
No.
How very dare they? Xenicus takes that like to heart as well, being declawed. That
Blood
that's hard.
vengeance. In that moment, the 3 members of the pole bearers, one of the most like chaotic teams in Barovia, swears blood rage against those 2 declawing animal abusers.
Okay. So, let's just bring this down once more. As we shall stop there for this evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this aftermath of Honey Heist. Quest Junkies UK there in the chat. It is entirely his fault. Entirely his fault. But now, as we wrap up there, a massive thank you for everyone for joining us tonight and for all of those raiders coming on by. It was an absolute pleasure, as always. And I hope that you enjoyed the session and will join us again. Thank you, Evix. And will join us again when you get the opportunity. Do come on by. If you have not already, do give us a follow so you can be told when we are going live. And we will see you again soon as we are back tomorrow evening with our Descent into Avernus campaign. Will they manage to make their way through the Bleeding Citadel and find Zariel's angelic sword? Or will they perish against the various demons that lurk within? Then, on Tuesday, we'll be back up in Icewind Dale for our Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign as they continue to battle against Oral and her dark magics, causing a never-ending winter. Then, next Thursday or Wednesday evening in North America, we'll be down in the Underdark as they have arrived in Slubludup and right into the middle of the religious conflict that's going on between Pluplupin and his daughter as they battle for the true goddess, the Sea Mother, or is it the Deep Father, this so-called Limu-Gugan that should be followed. A pitched battle was underway and shall continue next Thursday or Wednesday evening, depending on where you are. Then, Thursday evening for us, morning in the United States and up in Canada, we shall be back here in Barovia as our group looks into the suspicious Lady Watcher and tries to get their map from Soldar and Yevgeny and continues their adventure in the valley of Barovia. Nen, excuse me, I'm going to go beyond 1 week in advance because starting next Friday, with our Descent into Avernus game, is the incredible charity event happening over at the Games Tavern. Please join us and help us raise funds for the incredible charity No Kids Hungry and support an incredible cause by enjoying great games for a great cause. Do support, and there are lots of incentives for your support, so do stop on by our stream and all of the other amazing streams that are happening over that weekend, right on through to the Tuesday when our Rime with the Frost Maiden will also be on the final day, and all of the other wonderful streamers that are involved in that wonderful event. Please do follow, and if you are able, support a wonderful cause whilst you enjoy lots of incredible D&D. And that said, we shall leave you all with one more play of that wonderful, wonderful video of ours, courtesy of Quest Junkies UK. Do stick around after the outro as we will be going raiding. Anybody want to cash in their Guide the Raid channel points there? That is a possibility. But if you do not, I shall pick up someone, and you have during the outro to decide. And thank you, everybody, for stopping on by. But until next time, as we like to say around these parts, oyasumi nasai. Thank you.
Oyasumi.